Raider Nation, what's going on? Episode 4 of Hard Knocks is in the book, so I'm going to hit you with what we learned here at Chat Sports around Hard Knocks 2019, Episode 4. It was a great episode, and if you think it was a great episode, knock on wood. Because that's where I'm starting the show off.
Raider
knock
Nation,
on wood.
what's going on? Is this the number one Raiders channel on YouTube?
That was insane. If you watch the show, the amount of times that John Gruden said knock on wood, in fact, the next time we watch this show, I'm going to do a knock on wood drinking game because, one, you'd have been absolutely hammered after the remix, and the amount of times that John said knock on wood if you're with me was just, it had to be up in the hundreds. Now, here's the thing. I love the fact that Hard Knocks has really gone on and in on this knock on wood with you, if you're with me. It started in the draft. Think about all the players the Raiders went out and got. Clelin Ferrell, Trayvon Mullen, Johnathan Abram, Josh Jacobs. They wanted to create this toughness. They wanted to create this new regime that they're going with. And John Gruden was brought in to create this system. So knock on wood if you're with me. And I want everyone who's watching the show on YouTube, and if you're watching me on Facebook right now, I want you guys to type KOW in the comments section. Because anytime that you hear me say KOW, knock on wood, I want to know that you're watching with me. So type KOW in the comments section if you're watching with me. And I'm going to start giving some shout outs here in the comments section. So just stay tuned here. Let me just pin something up. Pinning this on Facebook and YouTube, so I'll get out some shout-outs here in a sec. So, Bill Ramirez, Frank Lewis, I see y'all on Facebook. Let's give some shout-outs now. Juan, Angel, Scott, Mario, Daniel, y'all knock on wood if you're with me. So, here's the biggest thing, right? If y'all are with me and y'all are actual Raiders fans, this is what you need to do. Type KOW so I know you're a real Raiders fan. And if you're a real Raiders fan, you will subscribe to this channel. Guys, I want to get to 25K subscribers. I want to be able to do more shows. Heck, I've even been told that I might be able to start giving away Raiders tickets. Like, legit tickets to games if we get more subscribers. I am trying to grow this channel. I am trying to grow this community, this family that we have created. So what I want you to do, that link below, youtube.com/RaidersReport, take it and send it to all your friends. You got me? Send it to all your friends, because if you're a real Raiders fan, you will subscribe to this channel, because I can hook you up with t-shirts and I can hook you up with some awesome swag. So if you're a Raiders fan, make sure you guys subscribe. Let's go to the second thing, which really disappointed me. Antonio Brown didn't knock. Ever. Any single time that John Gruden said, knock on wood if you're with me, they showed Antonio Brown. And I was, to be honest, kind of pissed off that he didn't do it. Here's the thing. If I'm a player and I am trying to make this team and I see probably the biggest name minus Derek Carr not knocking on wood, that's going to kind of tick me off. Now, I get it. He's Antonio Brown. He's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. He is an established veteran. But the fact that he didn't knock on wood, like, I'm not just trying to create a storyline here. Y'all are like, oh, the media needs to let Antonio Brown go. That actually upset me a little bit. I don't care who you are. Derek Carr's knocking on wood. John Gruden's knocking on the wood. All the coaches, they're knocking on wood. The only guy who I didn't see do it, who they focused on more than once, was Antonio Brown. And to be honest, when John Gruden was talking a lot, he looked just very uninterested. I was pretty upset by it, but that's the second thing that I learned. Let's get into the third thing that I learned. Our rookies. I'm expecting big things on the field from our rookies. But y'all, they can't sing. I mean, think about it. Hunter Renfrow was bad. And then today, Keelan Doss tried to sing I Got Sunshine. How about this? I'll make y'all a deal. If the Raiders report gets to 25K by Monday Night Football, I will sing I Got Sunshine on the Raiders report. The other guy, Alec Ingold, can't sing. Johnathan Abram was really bad, but by far the worst person was Trayvon Mullen. Oh my goodness. It was so bad. And it's funny too, because John's going like, yo, y'all at Clemson, you have a really good football team, really good football program, but y'all have some of the worst entertainers I've ever seen. So I like the fact that John had fun with it. I like the fact that the Raiders are having fun with it, roasting some of these rookies. But guys, we got to step up our vocal skills a little bit here. If y'all want to come on the Raiders report, you at least got to be able to sing a little bit. But this is what I said. If we can get to 25K subscribers on the Raiders Report, I will sing, and you heard it, I got sunshine, okay? And I see the super chat in there from Matthew Alexander. Here's the thing. We will get to the super chat a little bit later. I'm going to be doing a live Q&A, so use hashtag Raiders. Get your comments on the show. So how long have you guys been a subscriber to the Raiders Report? I've never sang I've got sunshine. But if we can get to 25K subscribers by Monday Night Football against the Denver Donkeys, I will sing I Got Sunshine. Now, I'm not a good singer, but there are certain things in life that you have to do if you want to show people that you're serious. And if singing to you shows you that I love y'all and that this is like my second family and all I want to do is continue to grow this thing, man, I'll do it. You want me to give away t-shirts? I'll give away t-shirts. You want me to give away tickets to a game? I'll do it. Here's the other thing. If you want to play against me, this is what you got to do, okay? So any subscriber that wants to challenge me on FanDuel, let me know. So fantasy football, for those of you that don't know, is how I got my start. I started writing articles in my parents' attic. My dad told me, I'll give you 1 year. I'll give you 1 year to see if you can do it. So I started doing podcasts. I started writing articles, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do fantasy football. Well, then I realized it was kind of just a fantasy, and my real career is here with the Raiders, and I love y'all. But I want to do a fantasy football tournament for only Raiders fans. So the way that you join is you have to go and create an account on FanDuel. FanDuel.com/chatsports. When you sign up, put $5 down, you'll get 20 for free. Send me a screenshot that you signed up, and I will invite you to my FanDuel tournament. Winner gets $50. Sound good? Free tournament to enter. Winner gets $50. I want to challenge the nation. So if you're interested, FanDuel.com/chatsports. I think I'm pretty good at fantasy football, so that's something that you guys can learn. Number 4 thing that I learned here on Hard Knocks Episode 4, let's blame the Packers. It was the Packers' fault that we didn't get to see the better players in that preseason Week 3 game. So, for those of you that don't know, the field, they had to reduce to 80 yards. If you would have watched the watch party here on the Raiders Report, you would have known this. But there was a hole in the end zone. They had to reduce the field to 80 yards, and we didn't get to see any of the good players play. Well, the coaches of the Packers and the training staff of the Packers, they were like, we don't really want our guys playing on the field. John was like, I don't care if the field's 1,000 yards. I don't care if the field's 10 yards. I want my guys to play. So Gruden, the fact that he wanted to play, he was ticked. And he was really, really upset the fact that the Packers weren't going to put their players out on the field. And since the Packers weren't going to do it, John's like, well, then I guess I'm not going to play Derek. I guess I'm not going to play some of my other starters. If y'all aren't going to take it serious and we're going to reduce this field size, whatever. So let's all blame the Packers. So you know what? I don't really like the Packers. I think they're one of the most overrated sports franchises in sports. I hate the, we pay for the team kind of thing. Man, Packers, it was the Packers' fault, and also good because Daniel Carlson said, shove this right up your you-know-what, we got to win 22-21. Now, really what I probably should have done is type H if you hate the Packers, but I know how much y'all hate the Denver Broncos, so type H if you hate the Broncos. If you're new to the show, you guys will know that you won't know because you're new to the show, that I don't like Joe Flacco. Don't think he's a good quarterback. But if there is a team that kind of drives me the most nuts, it's the Denver Broncos, and I don't know why. And I honestly really, really hate the Broncos. So type H if you hate the Broncos. So we got over 213 people watching right now here. So Isaac, Jay, Kaylee, Abram, Eduardo, I see y'all hate them. I get it. Let me go over to Facebook here real quick. Richard, Salvador, Charlie, Jimmy, Johnny, all hate the Denver Broncos. So, another thing that I learned, Denver Broncos, y'all hate them. All right, let's go to my 5th thing that I learned on episode 4 of Hard Knocks. It's like John Gruden, he loves Keelan Doss. There is nothing more evident to me the amount of times that John was just speaking very, very highly of Keelan. And he has every right to love Keelan Doss. I mean, Keelan Doss, 11 catches this preseason for 99 yards and a touchdown. He leads the Raiders in targets, receptions, yards after the catch, and first down catches. He's a fan favorite. The players respect him. And you know what? Man, like, one of the things that I absolutely love that Gruden said, straight up, like, if y'all don't believe me, go watch Hard Knocks. He literally says, I love Doss. I love Lamp. And if you don't know that reference, well, I feel bad for you. I'm going to be in San Diego this weekend. Hit me up if you want to grab beers. But here's the other thing. John Gruden said, get me a guy who can make a play. And then he also said, go get me Keelan Doss. Keelan Doss has been a player at UDFA at a UC Davis. And, like, I've talked about it numerous times. Keelan, anytime you want to come on the show, my man, I've said it. I've had a few people tag Keelan in tweets. I want to get Keelan Doss on this show. He is very well respected. The kid continues to make plays. He's a player that I absolutely love. And if you didn't see my projected 53-man roster video, here's my wide receivers that I predict to make the team this season. Keelan Doss is on that list. Marcel Aitman struggled a little bit, and actually in this episode, him and Derek got into a little bit, and Derek kind of went down Marcel's throat. That sounds terrible. It's telling Marcel that he needed to pick it up in practice the way he plays. Keelan Doss comes to practice every single day. The fact that Hard Knocks is really, really showing him is another reason why I am almost 100% confident that Keelan Doss is making this team. Heck, I tweeted out, if Keelan Doss doesn't make the Raiders team, I will do Edwards 40 hands, because that's how confident I am. Also, if you guys don't know what Edwards 40 hands is, it's a beer challenge. You guys can Google it. It's all good. So here are the 5 things that I learned on Hard Knocks Episode 4. Knock on wood if you're with me. They also did a remix, pretty cool. Antonio Brown didn't knock on the wood, which I wasn't too happy with. The rookies flat out cannot sing. Sorry, y'all, don't have sunshine. It was the Packers' fault why the field was shrunken and that none of the players played. And John Gruden loves Keelan Doss. That's something we have in common. So which Hard Knocks episode has been the best so far? We've seen 4 of them. So type 1 if it's been 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which Hard Knocks episode has been your favorite? 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I'm going to give out some grades on overall Hard Knocks episodes. 1 was a B grade for me. Episode 2 was an A. Episode 3 was a B. Episode 4 was an A. And if you want to watch Episode 5, we're going to be doing another thing next week, so stay tuned for that. It is the last episode. Here's the thing. I think Episode 4 was my favorite. I thought it was awesome the way they ended it, the fact that the Raiders won that preseason game in the fashion they did. Jason Kambinda showing out for his mom. Absolutely loved it. Hard Knocks Episode 4 was my favorite, and I'm giving it an A. Now, here's another thing I want to hit you guys with. If you guys want to come party with me, I want you to go to this, thebblackhole.com/kickoff. We are doing a badass kickoff party, Week 1, Monday Night Football. It's going to be Sunday, September 8th, 4 p.m. If you want tickets, hit me up. It's at thebblackhole.com/kickoff. Use promo code MITCH, and I'm going to save you 25%. 25% off. Thebblackhole.com. And we're going to have some beers. We're going to have a good time. There's going to be Raiderettes. There's going to be Victoria's Secret models. There's going to be past Raiders players. And if you're like, Mitch, sell me more, I'll be there. We can all hang out. Also going to be doing a live Raiders report. So if you actually want to come on the show, it's a good way to do it. Go to thebblackhole.com/kickoff. Get your tickets. Hit me up if you need that promo code. The promo code is literally just Mitch. Let's go to winners and losers time. Raiders Hard Knocks 2019 Episode 4. When there's winners, there's also going to be some losers. So Episode 4 was a lot of fun. I think it was one of the better episodes here on Hard Knocks. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to break down the 5 biggest winners and the 5 biggest losers of the episode. Because here's the thing. There's always, with Hard Knocks, there's going to be drama. So you got to show the good and you got to show the bad. So my very first winner on Hard Knocks Episode 4, it's Keelan Doss. Keelan Doss is my dude. Like, Maxx Crosby is the only guy that follows me on IG and Twitter. So, like, he's like my main guy. But Keelan's right there. John Gruden loves him. The players and coaches love him. He was by far the best singer out of them all. But when John Gruden straight up said, I need somebody that can make a play for me, he literally said, go get me Keelan Doss. Keelan Doss has been absolutely sensational in practice and on the field. And the fact that you can tell how well he's respected and how often he's shown on Hard Knocks definitely is a big thing why I think one of the reasons why Keelan Doss is a clear winner, and a clear winner here on Episode 4. I was really excited the fact that this kid is getting as much limelight as he has, but Keelan Doss, a clear winner on Episode 4. And also, guys, if you don't like my winners, if you don't like my losers, I want you guys to comment, watch the show, with me, interact. If you're watching me on YouTube, if you're watching me on Facebook, give me your winners. Give me your losers. I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. So here's another thing. I want this video to get to 1,000 likes. So a lot of times I'm always like, hey, can you guys do this for me? Somebody was like, well, what do we get? How about this? If this video, winners and losers, gets to 1,000 likes, I'm going to do a giveaway, all right? I'm going to give away some Raiders swag. So I'm going to give away a free shirt from RaiderNationStore.net. This is what you got to do, though. You got to listen up. So if you want to listen, first off, you definitely need to subscribe. YouTube.com/RaidersReport. And I'm going to give away a free Raiders shirt, okay? So if you like the shirts from RaiderNationStore.net, this is what you got to do. You need to like the video. Once you like the video, I need you to comment what number like you were. So if you were the 69th person, nice, to like the video, I want you to literally type the number 69 in the comments section. Get this to 1,000, and one of the people that likes and one of the people that comments which like you were will get a free shirt from RaiderNationStore.net. Next winner, Jason Cabinda. Jason, great job, man. Great job on this episode. Got his mom a flight to Canada. She's never been there. I'm a mama's boy. I'm an only child. You know, I've been able to pay for my mom to come down to Texas for me. It was a really cool opportunity. So being able to see that Cabinda was able to send his mom to Canada for the first time, unbelievable. Also, John was really liking what Cabinda was doing on the field. The fact that those two were linked up, you could see how excited Cabinda was playing. And the fact that he, did that for his mom, they showed a nice thing with him hanging out with his mom in Canada. Overall, Keelan Doss, Jason Cabinda are two players that I'm really, really pulling for to make this final 53-man roster. So if you guys haven't seen my 53-man roster video, what I need you to do is I need you to be able to do, I need you to go check out my video, Raiders 53-man projections, okay? So Keelan Doss and Jason Cabinda, two clear winners here for me. So if you haven't seen my projections, it was Whitehead, Burfict, Cabinda, Markel Lee, and Morrow. I think Cabinda makes this team, especially after seeing what I just saw here on Hard Knocks and seeing how much Jon Gruden was absolutely in love with him. So let's go to the biggest winners here on Jon Gruden. He's my third guy on the list. Dude, he brings the fire for every single practice and game. And he demands respect, right? Every single time this guy says, knock on wood if you're with me, 99% of the guys do it. Another big reason why he is a clear winner. At the end, he's kind of wrapping up practice. He's wrapping up a meeting. And he looks at every single one of the players, and he's like, y'all earned this. Y'all earned a day off. Go out. Be responsible. And one of the players at the very end was like, yo, you going to pay for the tab? And John goes, yeah, send me the tab. John, man, I'm with you. I am fully sold into what you're doing right now for this team. You can tell that you bring the fire, you bring the charisma. I hope every day that I come here into work that I have enough energy to be able to give you guys what Jon Gruden gives the team, because that dude brings it. He flat out brings it. And then at the end of the episode, he's talking about, he's with his son. One of his sons, he just got out of high school. He's trying to become a UFC fighter. He's like looking at his hand because it's all taped up. And he's like, I got to get Maxx Crosby that. Takes a picture, sends it to him. This dude doesn't take a day off. Just flat out doesn't take a day off. So for me, Jon Gruden is a big winner on episode 4 of Hard Knocks. So I told you guys that I loved episode 4. But I want to hear from you. I want you guys to grade the episode. A, B, C, D, or F. So I'm here on YouTube. And I am on Facebook as well. So if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you guys click that share button. One of the easiest ways to become a top fan and get a shout out on the Raiders Report on Facebook is by clicking that share button. And I see a lot of people typing Cal as well, which I appreciate. So we got an A from Sam. Kirk says B. Michael says A. B from Jones. Seeing a lot of A's from Julio, Joshua, Dominic, Noah, Kevin. Seeing a lot of familiar names too, so I like seeing that. I appreciate everyone who is a loyal subscriber. We're at 67 likes right now. I want to get this video to 1,000 likes. So if you're watching, one of the 209 people watching, and you haven't already clicked like, make sure you click like on this video. Let's go to some more winners. Daniel Carlson for kicking the game winner, man. Hey, I don't care if he was barely on this entire episode. I don't know about you, but I literally got chills watching Nathan Peterman lead that drive and then seeing Daniel Carlson kick that field goal. 3 of 3 in the game, and ever since the Raiders brought in Daniel Carlson, he's been a great kicker. And as soon as the Raiders brought in Carlson last year, you guys can go back and look at the video, I was like, this kid's going to be really good. A very good kicker out of Auburn, ice in his veins, and kick that 33-yard winner. I remember sitting here doing the watch party, and I couldn't be more hyped when Carlson made that kick. Carlson was a clear winner. because the Raiders were a clear winner. And if y'all agree with me, can I get like a just win baby in the comments section? Because like that game's really, really freaking hyped me up. I don't care if it's the preseason. I don't care what it is. I'm trying to win. And the fact that the Raiders are playing really, really hard in the preseason, that gets me excited. So Daniel Carlson, you are a episode 4 winner. The last winner, who led the drive? Nathan Peterman. Like, Mike Glennon kind of got ripped up a little bit in this episode, but it's more because John really, really likes Nathan Peterman. I mean, this is what Peterman did against the Green Bay Packers. 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he led that game-winning drive. You really, really heard the excitement coming out of John Gruden's voice talking about Peterman. Derek Carr said it multiple times, man, this kid can play. John Gruden was like, I love this player. John Gruden today had a quote that said, I don't want to talk about Peterman because he's worried his name's going to get out there. I think Nathan Peterman is going to make this team simply because of how much John Gruden likes Peterman and how much John Gruden, I think, believes that he can mold Peterman into being a decent quarterback. When I see the progression that Nathan Peterman has made this offseason, I used to rip Peterman a lot, but he is really, really buying into what John and this Raiders team is ultimately doing, and it really gets me excited because if that's how good Nathan Peterman looks after an offseason, just imagine how good Derek Carr is going to look. Imagine how good you would look with an extra $50 in your pocket. So who wants $50, right? Come on, who wants $50? Type 50 in the comments section if you want $50, because this is what you got to do. If you want to join my Raiders-only fantasy football tournament, you got to go to fanduel.com/chatsports. Once you go to that link, and you must use that link, fanduel.com/chatsports. If you don't use that link, you will not get into my tournament. Hopefully that's clear. FanDuel.com/chatsports. I'm doing a Raiders-only fantasy football tournament for week 1. And if you want to join it, play now. It's free to enter. So once you sign up, put $5 down, you get 20 for free. Send me a DM. I'll add you to the tournament. And whoever comes in first place, you will get $50. There's only a few spots left, though. So if you want in, you all better do it quick. So Caleb, Jay, Joshua, Noah, Jay Youngbull, I see you guys want to join the tournament. It's for new FanDuel users only, so you got to create that new account, fanduel.com/chatsports. Winners means we got to go to the losers. Luke Wilson, first off, for spelling your name with 2 L's, makes you a loser. It's tough giving out losers, and I wanted Luke Wilson to be a winner in this episode because they did show a lot of him being in Canada. You could see how important it was for him to be in Canada. The only issue, he's on the roster bubble right now, and I project Luke Wilson to get cut. I think the Raiders keep Waller, Foster Moreau, Derek Carrier for special teams, but I just see Luke Wilson getting cut. And the fact that he really just did not play well in preseason week 3, you could tell the frustration that John Gruden had. It was frustrating for me because I could tell how important it was for Luke Wilson to be able to play well in front of his country. And the fact that that wasn't able to happen was, you could see the frustration on his face. He did have a bad drop, and I get it. He is a blocking tight end. But if you have a chance to make a play and get a first down and you drop the ball when you're on the bubble, obviously that kind of stuff simply does not help. Now, what would help me is if we get this video to 1,000 likes. So let me help you. If you want to rep some Raiders gear, so all the stuff that I wear is from RaiderNationStore.net. If we get this video to 1,000 likes, I am going to give away a t-shirt, okay? And the way that you can get this t-shirt, like the video, okay? L for like, L for losers. Like the video, and then comment which like you were. So if you were the 110th person to like the video, click like, type 110. And then I'm going to pick a random winner. So I better have over 1,000 comments, and I better have over 1,000 likes. So if you want a free shirt from RaiderNationStore.net, like the video. We got to get to 1K. Let's talk about another loser. It's Antonio Brown. I was pretty disappointed in Antonio Brown's overall effort. And I say that because the whole knock-on-wood thing really kind of ticked me off, just to be frank. Now, at the end of Hard Knocks, he went back to high school. He was meshing well with the players. I like that aspect of it. That was nice to see. But if John Gruden tells you to knock on wood, you knock on wood. If John Gruden tells you to do a jumping jack, you better do 50. If John Gruden tells you to drop down and give you 10, I'm dropping down and giving that man 25. Antonio Brown, the fact that he did not knock on wood and flat out really did not look all that interested in the meetings, that was upsetting. Now, sure, he was high-fiving some fans. He was reading some fans' letters. He did do some good things. But the fact that he did not knock on wood really, really ticked me off. Let's go to the next loser. KOW stands for knock on wood. I don't know if y'all heard that remix. They made like a 45-second remix for knock on wood. And it was not good. Like, it was bad. It's hard to make a remix, I get it, after John Gruden saying knock on wood. But overall, like, it was not very pretty. So, if you guys haven't heard it, I'm sure it's going to be on the internet somewhere. So, please go look it up. And for those of you, okay, that understand what KOW is, I know that you're legit. So, knock on wood if you hear me. Okay? Cool. So, I want to hear you all right? I want you guys to yell Raiders. So, when I say Raiders, I want you to type Raiders. I want you to tweet Raiders at me on tweet at me on Twitter. I want you to comment stuff at me on Instagram. So, you ready? Raiders! Raiders! Tad! Oh, tell them to speak up. Raiders! Yell it. Because, I don't care what time it is where you're at. I want you to freaking scream it. I was at a bar this past weekend screaming Raiders. Only one guy said it back to me. And I guarantee you, Monday Night Football, man, I'm going to be walking up and down with my phone. We're going to be yelling Raiders. Hell yeah, a lot of Raiders in the comments section. Tweet at me. Hit me up on IG. Hit up me. Raiders in the comments section. Raiders! You like Raiders stuff? I got stuff for you. Go to RaiderNationStore.net. I need to rest up my voice. I'm going to let this on screen for a little. Hang on. See the shirt? It matches. You know why? Because I got it off RaiderNationStore.net. And if you want a hookup, you want the hookup? Slide in my DMs. I can get you 25% off anything you want from RaiderNationStore.net. And if you're nice to him and give him a follow, he might even hook you up with a flag, a face shield, or a cool little pop socket. Don't be a loser. Go to RaiderNationStore.net. Speaking of losers, let's go to the Green Bay Packers. Clearly, losers. They didn't want to play. Get out of here. It's football. Play the game. You play to win the game, and the Green Bay Packers showed up and didn't want to win. They didn't want to play, and good. Good. I'm glad the fact that the Packers lost the way that they did. It made me very happy. When I heard that the coaches didn't want to play, the training camp didn't want to, the training staff didn't want the players to play, good. You're a loser. Get out of here. Let's get to the next one, Tad. The field. The field was a clear loser. How do you have a preseason football game? You have all the preparation, and there is a hole in an end zone. Now, if it was like a natural field, it would be interesting because there's a giant hole. But the fact that it is a turf field, that's very worrisome. So, Investors Group Field, you are a clear loser. The fact that the field was shrunken down to 80 yards, with each 10-yard line serving as the goal line. The starters didn't play. Canada, y'all had one shot. And y'all are a clear loser. So let's go back now to my winners, all right? Let's try to speak happy. My winners on episode 4, Keelan Doss, Jason Kabinda, John Gruden, Daniel Carlson, Nathan Peterman. My losers, Luke Wilson, Antonio Brown, Knock on Wood Remix, not very good. The Green Bay Packers and the field. My winners and losers from episode 4. So episode 4, I think, was one of the best shows, if not the best show, which is why I gave it an A grade. And make sure you guys are watching the show for episode 5, September 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be live again on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm going to be hitting you guys up. So make sure you guys are staying tuned. Turn on those notifications, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Click that little bell button so you know when I go live. And make sure you click subscribe. Okay, that big red button, or if you're colorblind, it's going to look gray. YouTube.com/Raiders Report. Use hashtag Raiders. Get your questions on the show. So if you're a new watcher, I do live Q&A. So basically all it is you guys put hashtag Raiders on Facebook, on YouTube, and I'm going to be able to get your questions here on the show. Well, not me. Producer Tad is going to be able to get those on the show. So use hashtag Raiders to get your questions on the show. So Michael, Noah, Joshua on YouTube, make sure you guys are using hashtag Raiders. Justin, Kevin, make sure you're using hashtag Raiders like my man Noah does on YouTube. Mitch, do you honestly think AB will stick around after his first season with the Raiders after showing his loyalty to John Gruden and the Raiders? I'm going to say yes. I think ultimately AB wants to make money. He's going to be able to make more money in Las Vegas, taxes. Plus, I think the Raiders are doing the right things and they're moving in the right direction. So yes, I do think Antonio Brown will stick around longer for 1 year. Let's go to my dude Matthew Alexander, one of my most loyal watchers. Is Ezekiel Elliott coming to the Raiders? And this was a super chat, so Matthew, appreciate you. Is Ezekiel Elliott coming to the Raiders? No. I did see a fake tweet from somebody who looks like looks like Ian Rappaport. There is no reason that Zeke would come to the Raiders. In fact, I know y'all get mad at Tom, but Tom is very good at what he does here at the Cowboys Report. And we are very confident that Zeke is going to be a Cowboy and he's going to sign actually pretty freaking soon. Let's go to Jay Youngbull. If Carr doesn't perform good, well, who will be our next quarterback? We cannot count on Glennon or Peterman. I agree that we can't count on Glennon or Peterman, but I don't even want to think about that. Don't even want to think about it. And also, Jay Youngbull, get a picture. Dang it. Let's go to John Valdez. Look at that flex. Oh, look at that. You work out, John. I see you. Doss or Renfrow at slot. I'm going to go with Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow, I think, right now is the better option at slot. Yes, Keelan Doss has looked great, but Hunter Renfrow, to me, is that solid possession receiver. And sure, Keelan played a little bit of slot receiver, and I still think he is a slot guy. But in terms of height and overall fit for this team, I think he would be the better wide receiver 2 behind a Tyrell Williams if there would be an injury there. I still have Hunter Renfrow, Ryan Grant as our 2 slot receivers. But if you haven't seen my projected wide receiver depth chart video, or projected 53-man video, these are the wide receivers that I think they're going to make the team. Let's go to Frank Ray. Mitch, what do you think DC4 stat line against the Donkeys? How about this? All right, I'm hoping for like 325 yards because I think that's what he needs to be able to break the all-time career passing record for the Raiders. And if I can watch DC4 break it against the Donkeys, hell frickin' yeah. DC4 stat line against the Donkeys. What do you think, Frank? Actually, Frank, you know what? I don't know if you know anything because you don't watch the show. I'm kidding. I love you. I know you watch the show. But seriously, dude, can you get a picture? Because it makes me wonder if you're even a subscriber when you don't have a picture. Like, you guys can see me, and even if you don't like my face, it's okay. I understand. But I want to see you guys. I want to get to know you, right? It's not too often where I get to know you guys. Faces help me. I learn your names on Facebook. I learn your names on YouTube, but faces help me a lot. And if you're a loyal subscriber and you've been subscribed for a long time, you'll know when somebody doesn't have a picture, I say, get a picture. So we are currently at 21,853. I want to get to 25K by Monday Night Football. So for all of you that don't have a picture, do me a favor. Subscribe and get a picture. And I say that, and then, here we go. Byron, good picture. I love you guys. How is Kirkland looking on the roster? It's going to be close for Denver. Like, I think if the Raiders' offensive line wasn't so thin, I don't know if he'd make the team. He's definitely a bubble player, but, I mean, you got to think about it. Gabe Jackson's out. Richie Incognito, he suspended those first 2 games. The Raiders are very thin right now. In fact, I would say at the offensive line, even though I'm not drunk. The offensive line has looked good, and I think Tom Campbell deserves a little bit of respect. Just saying. Let's go to Facebook. Daryl, knock on wood if you're with me, Daryl. How many interceptions will the secondary have this season? I'm going to hope for 14. 14 is pretty average in the NFL, so we've made some big steps forward. I'm not trying to, I don't know, jump the Grand Canyon. Might be a horrible analogy here, but I don't know where I'm going with it, Tad. So let's get the next question up. I'm going to go 14 interceptions. What will be the depth chart for running backs, and how do you think Josh Jacobs will do as our starter? Well, Alan, I have 2 things for you. One, I'm going to show you the depth chart. Second, I'm going to have a chance for you to make $28. So that's all going to come up. Just hang on tight. Tad's going to pull those in. So the depth chart, okay? The depth chart for the running backs, I think it's going to be Josh Jacobs, number 1. Clear-cut running back 1. Then you got Jalen Richard. And then you're going to have DeAndre Washington. And then I think it's going to be Alec Ingold at fullback, okay? So this is what I showed. Now, Josh Jacobs is a very, very talented running back. But here's the thing. There's a lot of hype around Jacobs. And earlier on my show today, I talked about projecting Josh Jacobs' numbers. And if you guess it right, you'll be able to win some money. So it was a nice little weigh-in that we did. We had some fun here at the Raiders Report. And I said if you can guess Josh Jacobs' exact rushing yards, you'll get $28. So if you guys want a chance to win $28, DM me on Instagram, at MitchellRenz365. It's all good. Let's go to Unstable Creature. Interesting name. Mitch, in your last live video, you said Glennon over Peterman. Why, and do you still feel the same? I do still feel the same. I understand that John was very frustrated with him, but I think Mike Glennon played well in that second preseason game. And that second preseason game to me actually meant more than the first and the third. More of the starters played in the second game. Mike Glennon, to me, his yards per attempt is much further down. Peterman's kind of throwing shorter passes. Plus, Glennon is going up actually against tougher defenses, like in terms of the second string. Peterman's going up against third and fourth stringers. I think Peterman is more of a work in progress, but I would be more comfortable right now Mike Glennon starting over Nathan Peterman. But hey, you know, what do I know? And if you guys think that I'm an idiot for taking Glennon over Peterman right now, here's a good chance for you to play against me on FanDuel and win some money. So go to FanDuel.com/chatsports. I'm trying to make a Raiders-only tournament, and if you come in first place, winner gets $50. So sign up, create a new account. Okay, you got to sign up and create a new account. FanDuel.com/chatsports. Use that promo code CHATSPORTS with your first deposit. Get $20 for free. Send me a screenshot. I will invite you. Last time I checked, there's like 4 spots left. And I expect after this video that they're all going to be filled. So, hey, hurry up. FanDuel.com/chatsports. All right, let's go to Kirk. What you got for me, Kirk? Which quarterback starts next game? It's a good question. I'm probably actually going to go with Glennon. The reason why I say Glennon is because I think both Glennon and Peterman need to play again. Like, I think both of them still need work. I will say I think Peterman gets way, way more playing time. But let me know what you guys think. Glennon or Peterman in the comments section. Let's go to Eric. What is going on with the linebackers? Seems like this is the one spot we need to get some good young talent. I don't disagree with you in that regard compared to a lot of the other positions that we have. But I'm also confident in the fact that we have Whitehead, we have Burfict, we have Brandon Marshall. I think Brandon Marshall is a solid linebacker. I mean, 2017 he had over 100 tackles. Whitehead the last 3 years has averaged 123 tackles. And Burfict knows the Paul Gunther defense better than probably any other linebacker on this team. What the Raiders did, think about this. The Raiders have a very young defensive front. I think the linebacking core has some young talent. They just need the right veterans to be able to teach them the system. Don't be surprised, though, next year in the draft if they go after some younger linebackers. Because think about it. They built the defensive line. They built the secondary. The next thing that they're going to build, once they get some guys that understand the system, linebacker. But hey, I think it's a really good question. Let's go to Michael Miller. How many defensive tackles and defensive ends do we keep for the 53-man roster? Blah. Michael, I literally just put out a video on my 53-man roster projection. You can go check it out, or you can watch this. Wait, ready? Boom. This is what I think the Raiders' projected defensive line depth chart is going to look like. I have Morrow, Mayowa, Crosby, Hankins, Hurst, Rush, Ferrell, Key, and then Corey. These are the defensive tackles and defensive ends that I think they're going to make the team. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments section. I'm always interested to see what you guys think. Comment on the video. The video's doing pretty well right now. We got to get some likes on that video. I always appreciate when you guys like and subscribe, all that cool stuff. Here, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. So if you're watching this video on Facebook right now, click that share button. I would really appreciate that. It's an easy way to be able to become a top fan. One of my new top fans, potentially, is Kirk. I thought it said Magnum. I was like, Magnum. I'll be honest, don't use them. Don't really think I need them. Conley over or under 6 interceptions. Will he make the Pro Bowl? So I did a bold predictions video one time on Garyon Conley saying that he could lead the league in interceptions. Last year, the guy who led the league in interceptions had 7. 6 interceptions is a lot. I'm going to say no for the 6 interceptions. It's a good question. Do I think he can make the Pro Bowl? Yes. In terms of talent, he's right there. He just needs to show up a little bit more. I'll say this. Our defensive MVP, I like LaMarcus Joyner because of all the different things that he can do in our secondary. So if you could pick any player for me, I'm going to go with LaMarcus Joyner. Let's go to Timothy Crosby, Maxx Crosby's older brother, in fact, Carr should put up 365 and 4 touchdowns against Denver. Timothy, how about this? If Derek Carr puts up 365 yards and 4 touchdowns, I will personally send you 3 Raider shirts from RaiderNationStore.net. Does that sound good, Timothy? Does that sound good to everyone? Derek Carr put up 365 yards. If y'all are with Timothy and y'all are with Derek Carr putting up 365 yards and 4 touchdowns against Denver, how about y'all knock on wood? Because I am all about it. Timothy, like it. Appreciate you watching me on Facebook. Let's go back to Frank, who still doesn't have a picture. Morrow and Mayowa, one will go. Tell me why. I think when you look at the Raiders' defensive ends and you hear what a lot of the coaches are saying, I think that they're going to keep some of these guys because they want to go with like a NASCAR package. And the fact that they've really been able to get after a lot of these quarterbacks and they've looked so good, I think they're going to keep them. Let's go to Bounce 77G. If Carr can stay healthy, how far can we go? Can we go deep into January? I mean, the Raiders literally could be an 11, 12-win team. They also could be a 5-win team. I think it's a lot on how they start and how they get some of these younger players to really get it going. Confidence is a big thing. And anything that you do in life, confidence is a very, very big thing. And if the Raiders can get that confidence right away, I'd be really excited. But for Bounce 77G, you let me know how many wins they're gonna have. And for everyone who's watching on YouTube and Facebook, let me know how many wins you think the Oakland Raiders are gonna have in 2019. Now, for everyone who used hashtag Raiders, I apologize that I couldn't get to all your questions. So here's the thing. I want you to tweet at me. Tweet at me at MitchellRenz365. Hit me with your questions. You have Derek Carr questions, Antonio Brown. You want to know who's going to make the final roster, UDFAs, fantasy football, literally anything. Personal? I'll answer anything. I literally will answer any question. Tweet me at MitchellRenz365. I know there's a lot of questions. I know there's a lot of everything going on. And remember, I'm going to be back here next week for episode 5, the last week of Hard Knocks. Now, this video is going to loop through, so not going to loop through. Scratch that. So tweet me at MitchellRenz365 on Twitter.